Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Dr. Patriot, Chairman Stevens, members of the school board, faculty and staff, parents and guests, and our soon-to-be graduates, truly is my pleasure to welcome you to our 2011 graduation ceremony. Today is an exciting day, but it's also a sad day for us as we bid farewell to an outstanding group of young men and women. On behalf of the faculty and staff of our school, I'd like to say that we're glad you're able to join us today and be a part of this exciting event. There are several people seated up on stage behind me to my left and right, and I'd like to take a moment at this time to introduce those individuals to you. When I call your name, I'd like to ask you to please stand and be recognized, and please hold your applause until the end. To my right, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Edward Patriot. School Board Chairman, John Stevens. School Board Member, Tom Reed. School Board Member, Priscilla Godfrey. School Board Member, Bob Onizer. Our commencement speaker for today, Dr. Chaz Howard. Dave Spage, the Director of Secondary Education. Seated to my left is the administrative staff of Briar High School, Dr. Tammy Brock, Assistant Principal, Dr. Drew Pendleton, Assistant Principal, Mr. Mike Byers, Assistant Principal, and Mr. Dave Royhab, Director of Guidance. Please join me in a round of applause. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Edgar Patrick, for some remarks. Dr. Patrick.
Thank you, Mr. Starzinski, Dr. Howard, distinguished platform guests, friends and family of the most important people in the room who are seated throughout the room, the distinguished faculty of Briarwoods High School, and as I said a moment ago, the most important people in the room, the class of 2011. It is my great pleasure to be here today, both to bring you greetings, and I do that from the school board and from your fellow graduates around Loudoun County. This year's senior class numbers almost 4,000 students in all of our high schools. It hasn't been many years ago that 4,000 students was about half of our total student population. You know what growth is all about because you live in an area that has been growing, and we have many areas that are like that in Loudoun County. Today, in addition to bringing you greetings from all of those folks who share in your joy as they are graduated from their respective high schools, I also want to share with you two words that I hope you will remember. They're easy words, but they have a lot of meaning. The first of those words is place. As you go forth, I hope that you'll remember the place where you have been educated in Loudoun County Public Schools. Not just Briarwoods High School, but the whole community that has supported your education for the whole time you have been here. The sad fact of the matter is that in many places across America, and even some here in Virginia, many of the opportunities that you have had as students are not available to your fellow students. Can you imagine what it would have been like to graduate from a high school that didn't have a music program, that didn't have a fine arts program, that didn't have an interscholastic athletics program, that offered you a choice of 2 or 3 advanced placement courses the whole time you were in school. Many schools in America are in just that condition. But you're fortunate because the place where you live in Loudoun County is a place that values its youth. It's a place that says the best investment we can make is in the young people of our community, because they are indeed our future. And so I hope that as you leave this place to go to whatever place you may go to next, you'll carry a sense of that remembrance with you. And my charge to you would be to make sure that if you wind up in one of those places I described a moment ago, where the opportunities are not as rich for students as they have been for you, that you will make it your business to make those places like the place from which you are being graduated. The second word I'd like for you to remember is the word connection. And when I say that word, you know, in 21st century America, we tend to think of this little device or something like it as the symbol of connection. How many bars have I got? Can I send a text message? Can I receive a text message? When will I get a better signal? That's not the connection I'm talking about. The connection I'm talking about is the human connection that is seated all around you today. Every one of you knows what the journey has been like to get you to this place in this time. You know when you did your best, you know when you didn't do your best, you know when you had to struggle, you know when it was easy. But my guess is that along the way, there were people who prodded you to do your best, who wouldn't accept the notion that you couldn't do something even when you perhaps thought you couldn't do it. A whole bunch of them are seated on either side of you right now. They're called the faculty of Briar Woods High School. And I would like the faculty and staff of Briar Woods to stand so that we can show our appreciation to you for the role you have played in these students' lives. Would you please stand? Your connections to these folks have not only carried you through high school, but I dare say they'll carry you through a goodly part of your life. And the connections that are seated all around you, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your grandparents, your friends, those are the kind of connections that give you the strength you need to carry on. And indeed, the connections you have made with one another in this class of 2011 help you to accomplish what you need to accomplish in life. So as you go forth from this place, creating better places wherever you go, remember the connections that helped you to be able to do as well as you have done. Become that connection for someone significant in your life. It could be a brother or a sister. It could be a relative. It could be your college roommate. It could be somebody with whom you work. It could be somebody who's just down and out and needs your help. But if you will give back to those whom you meet with the same degree that you have been given, I guarantee you will have a happy life. And you will make this a better world. We are very proud of the Briar Woods High School graduating class of 2011. You should be proud of yourselves and your accomplishments, and we wish for you all the best and Godspeed in all that you do. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Today I've been granted the privilege of sharing with you just a few of the achievements of this graduating class. Of the 332 graduates seated before us, 270 will graduate with an Advanced Studies diploma. 47 of these Advanced Studies diploma students will receive a governor's seal for having an A or B grade point average and for earning the equivalent of 9 transferable college credits by scoring at least a 3 or higher on 3 or more advanced placement exams. 189 additional seniors will be considered for the governor's seal when their senior year AP scores arrive in July. 156 of our seniors will graduate with a grade point average of A- or better, earning them Board of Education seals on their diplomas. Of these students, 96 will graduate with a 4.0, and 38 will graduate with a 4.3 or better. That's an A+ average. "37 of our graduating seniors will earn an Excellence in Civics Education seal on their diplomas for their efforts in United States history and government, their excellent attendance, and logging in at least 50 hours of community service activities, and many have surpassed that. Over 2/3 of our seniors completed 1 or more advanced placement classes while at Briarwoods. In fact, these seniors have completed a combined total of 648 advanced placement classes this year alone. In the fall, 96% of the class of 2011 will be present on college campuses from coast to coast. They earned over $2.2 million in scholarships and grants. These Briarwoods Falcons will attend school in 23 different states, including Alabama, California, Connecticut, Delaware, the District of Columbia, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, New York, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, Vermont, West Virginia, and Virginia. We are especially proud of our seniors who will be serving in the United States military through enlistment in both the reserves and active duty, university military schools, ROTC program, and by academy appointment. Graduating seniors, we thank you for representing Briarwoods High School so well, and we wish you the very best. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for this class, who in turn will share some remarks with his fellow graduates. Our valedictorian attended the Academy of Science, participated in the Falcon Regiment, was on the Briarwoods High School debate team, the Briarwoods High School Model United Nations, member of the National Honor Society, helped to tutor students in math and science, attended the People to People Medical Leadership Summit at Johns Hopkins University. He will be going on to the University of Illinois in Urbana to study engineering. It is my pleasure to introduce our valedictorian, Rahul Gogia. I have a gift here that I'm going to present to Rahul. The gift is from our faculty and staff, and it is presented to him in recognition for his outstanding achievement.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and my fellow peers in the graduating class of 2011. It is my privilege and distinct honor to deliver this commencement address today. Never in a million years would I have imagined myself standing here before you all, yet lo and behold, life has left me pleasantly surprised. This speech is not about me though, not at all. It's about you guys, all the amazing past years we've shared at Briar Woods, and what the future holds in store. I believe resolutely that one must give credit where credit is due. We quite literally would not be here without the upbringing and guidance of our parents. I wish that I could run up and hug each and every one of you personally for all that you've done. But alas, because I cannot, I urge the soon-to-be graduates to do this after the ceremony. How you guys have managed to put up with us for the past 17 or 18 years is beyond me. But really, we love you guys for sticking around through thick and thin. It really means the world. Our teachers deserve just as much praise. Their tireless and continuous efforts have lighted the educational torch that will be carried in mind and heart for the rest of our lives. We have many fond memories with them as well. How will we ever forget holding dance, poetry, and talent expositions in Mr. Leck's class? Mr. Celio's dire hatred of Pepsi and competition with Mr. Benson in kickball. Mr. Minnick's public embarrassment of any poor soul who walks into his class without being able to recognize Stevie Wonder. And writing journal entries about awkwardfamilyphotos.com in Mrs. Berger's class. I really hope this speech is making proper use of rhetorical appeals and doing your class some justice, by the way. For all the teachers I mentioned and beyond, know that your skill at teaching and personality have made the past few years at Briar Woods exceptionally memorable and worthwhile for all of us. My sincere gratitude also goes out to the administrators and staff that keep Briar Woods the well-oiled educational machine that it is. Thanks for always being there. All of you guys rock. Then there's the senior class. I look back on all of your accomplishments and always manage to smile from ear to ear. Whether it's been academic, athletic, musical, theatrical, or service just out of the plain goodness of the heart, I've witnessed future sports stars, Nobel Prize winners, comedians, lead actors and musicians, leaders of the free world, and more in the making. There's Katie Gorick, one of the hardest working and most well-rounded colleagues I've ever met, an inspiration and role model who I and many others look up to in the highest regards. We'll always remember the great Brian Jones for his wickedly awesome afro, but even more for his uniquely warm, friendly personality in securing the title as the best bassist in the universe. Christy Allen's stories of selfless devotion and service to the less fortunate would touch the heart of anyone. I know they did mine. Megan Jacoby's biting wit and great sense of humor often exceed those of her astounded pedagogues. From day one, Brandon Besser took up the role of motivating the whole student body and raising the spirit at every football game. I still vividly remember cheering along with you guys as the Falcon football team destroyed Broad Run and went on to the state championship game. We won not one state championship title with football, not two with cheerleading, but three with the most recent victory of softball. Despite losing their star player, Michael Brownlee, for much of the season due to injury, the entire football team banded together and completely obliterated the competition wherever it went. The cheerleaders, teaming up with the band and student body to support the football team wherever it went, retained their supremacy the second year in a row. Softball's run to the state championship title was led by Christina Kara-Georges, but then, of course, became the team triumph for which Briar Woods has become renowned. The overwhelming success demonstrated by all three teams is just one of many testaments to the astounding talent, ability, and dedication seated before me. You can't forget all the hilariously entertaining Black Forest productions, highly successful and involved sports seasons outside of the Big Three, rigorous speech and debate competitions, and terrific band concerts, among other notable pieces of school history. The first classes at Briar Woods used to ask how it was possible to begin tradition. Our class has proudly established tradition. To borrow from John F. Kennedy, We often ask why, but more often than not, ask why not, and then did it. Somehow in these past few years, we managed to stay sane and still have time for fun. From catching the latest Harry Potter flick at Fox Cinemas, to crashing at our friend's house after a long week of work and engrossing in some Halo and Call of Duty, to gorging ourselves silly at Chipotle and B-Wing, because, I mean, what else are we supposed to do with our money and free time in Ashburn? The experiences and memories we've had are priceless, and I can't thank you all enough for all the good times. We are extremely proud to have been Falcons, having arrived at Briar as clueless, dweeby freshmen, and leaving now as confident men and women ready to take on the world. I would be remiss in my duties as valedictorian if I did not leave you with some words of wisdom. Luckily, I've had a small book of inspirational quotes and sayings in my possession for quite a while. What I did was pick and choose a few of the ones that really spoke out, as well as throw in a few bits of advice from yours truly. If I could tell you one thing, it would be that the purpose of life is to live a life of purpose, and to live it graciously, humbly, with dignity, and happily. Not everything is going to be handed to you on a silver platter, but you cannot let that be a barrier to your aspirations. The father of success is hard work, while the mother is ambition. If your mind can conceive it, and your heart can believe it, then you can achieve it. Be brave and be bold, for the world steps aside for a man who at least acts like he knows what he's doing. Just look at me. Perfection is neither feasible nor desirable. The greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall. Learn from your mistakes and harshest critics to improve for next time, rather than dwell on them. Past is a guidepost and not a hitching post. Remember that we are all equals in life, and that youth, beauty, and riches fade away, while character endures forever. Aim to learn something from everyone that you meet, and seize each day with the highest enthusiasm. Follow your heart, but more importantly, follow your conscience and common sense. And most importantly, surround yourself by the people you love, and do the things you love. Your time here on earth is too precious for anything less. Moving on. In true nerd fashion, I just had to look up several big words in the preparation of this speech. The word commencement really stood out to me. It means the beginning or start of something. And just when I thought we were done, it doesn't quite work that way, unfortunately. Graduation is definitely a milestone, but it is the first of many to come. In one of the last assignments I received, my class was required to give a last lecture on how to be successful in the freshman year of high school. Little did we know that it would actually be a head fake, which, by extension, made us realize how to be successful in life. Now, here's the kicker. School is a head fake. We didn't come to school to receive an education. Rather, we received the means of education, as learning is a lifelong commitment, as well as a foundation to become successful citizens. All I ask is that you guys never stop learning and growing from your experience. You will go on your own path, and once you find it, you mustn't ever let your passion subside. Look back fondly upon these years, but always remember to keep on moving forwards. You are all full of potential, so make something of it. It's been an honor to work alongside every one of you. With that, I want to wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Congratulations, class of 2011. We made it.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our class salutatorian, who in turn will introduce today's commencement speaker. She's a four-year member of the concert band, four-year member of the marching band, where she served as the historian and librarian, two-year member and secretary of the debate team, three-year member and treasurer of the Model United Nations, two-year member of the National Honor Society and the National Spanish Honor Society, an AP Scholar, a National Merit Qualifier, chosen for the Governor's School for Humanities, chosen as a representative for Girls State. Aisha will attend the College of William and Mary, where she'll major in economics and government, with the hope of someday attending law school in the future. It is my pleasure to introduce our salutatorian, Aisha Rhodes. Also, on behalf of the faculty and staff, I just presented Aisha a gift from the group in recognition of her outstanding achievement.
The Reverend Charles L. Howard, PhD, is a university chaplain at the University of Pennsylvania, his alma mater. Prior to his return to Penn, he served in hospital and hospice chaplaincies, as well as on street outreach teams working with homeless individuals in the city of Philadelphia. He is the author of several articles and chapters, and his writings have been featured in such publications as Black Arts Quarterly, Black Theology, an International Journal, and the Huffington Post, where he is a regular contributor. He is also the editor of The Souls of Poor Folk 2007, an essay collection and multimedia project raising awareness about poverty. Dr. Howard has spoken and preached in houses of worship and schools around the country on topics such as interfaith dialogue, spirituality, poverty, hip-hop, and Black history. A son of Baltimore, Maryland, he considers himself a godson of Philly, where he lives with his wife and best friend, Dr. Leah C. Howard, and his two daughters.
Thank you, Aisha. It's good to be with you all today. You heard a preacher was coming, so I'm going to try to keep my comments to under an hour, if that's okay. None of the students laughed at that. That's okay. Principal Starzinski, Superintendent Hattrick, members of the Loudoun County School Board, parents, family, friends, and graduates of the class 2011, Briar Woods High School. Congratulations. Before I get to my remarks, you are something special here. My wife's research is in education, and she just finished her project she just finished. And she cites Loudoun County as really one of the exemplary places where education is happening. So not only is the board doing a good job, but your faculty, this is one of the best high schools, not just in this county, not just in the state, but you're graduating from one of the best high schools in the country. You should be very proud. State champs, football, softball, competitive cheerleading. You've done a lot in 6 years. Well done. I won't speak long. And like your valedictorian, I too want to draw from an inspiring quote that has meant a lot to me recently. I've memorized it. Here is the quote. Virginia is for lovers. To me, your lovely tourism and travel motto, Virginia is for lovers, sums it all. And so before you begin to text and tweet, question on your mind, who is this bald guy? What is he talking about? I want to draw from this Virginia is for lovers. I think there's a word in it for you as you get ready to next chapter in your life. The first part. There was a medieval Spanish woman named Teresa Vaga, who was known for a quote which said, "Do whatever most kindles love in you." I hope you remember that. That as you, over the next 4 years and the next several years of your life, try to figure out what you're going to lend your energy, what you're going to dedicate yourself to. It's not about necessarily what you're good at. You don't have to do what people expect you to do. But I give you permission to do what you love, to do what kindles a fire in you, to do what you're passionate about. So if you're passionate about the arts and you see yourself as the next Beyonce or Lady Gaga, go for it. Sister, you are on the edge of glory. If you see yourself as a pro professional in sports, and after the thrashing you all gave Broad run, I imagine there are more than a few of you who will be going pro. Is that inappropriate to come at Broad? It was a cheap shot. I'm sorry. I imagine there are many of you who have a love of sports. Go for that. Maybe it's a love of country here, and you want to express that by going into the military or politics. Do that. If you love numbers or science, go for it. Don't be afraid. Follow your passion and follow your love. So the second thing, though, I see coming out of this phrase, Virginia is for lovers, is that there is no fear in love. Remember that. There is no fear in love. You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to take risks, even if there's a chance you'll fall on your face. It's hard to muster the courage to put yourself out there, especially coming out of high school. Looking at you reminds me of where I was a number of years ago. When I was in high school, I failed science my junior year. I had to sit inside a hot building all summer long and retake the class. I came here with two of my good friends, Josh and Jennifer Moser, in the science department. They don't even know this story. I failed science. In my senior year, I had this one college I really wanted to go to. And our college guidance counselor told me to my face, "I don't think you're smart enough to go to that school. And I just don't want to see you put yourself out there and fail." It was a risk for this dumb kid from Baltimore who was an orphan at that time, who failed science, to put myself out there and apply to college. But I thought, the heck, I'll take a risk. Who knows what'll happen? Well, almost 20 years later, 4 degrees later, I'm a teacher and a chaplain at an Ivy League university. Looking back, I know that if I didn't take that risk, I wouldn't be where I am today. I don't share all that to say that I'm fly or anything like that. I know I wouldn't be here if it weren't for people investing in my life, for people taking risks on me. But I say that because I want you to take risks. Put yourself out there, even if folks don't believe in you. Because you never know. You never know where you'll land. It's an auspicious occasion that you've chosen for your graduation date. A number of risk takers are associated with this day. It's June 18th. A woman named Susan B. Anthony, on this date in 1873, took a risk and decided to try to vote in an election that women were not allowed to vote in. A few years later, a woman named Amelia Earhart, on this day, became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. A few years later still, a woman named Sally Ride, in the 1980s, became the first woman to fly into space. I hope that you always remember these risk takers that your graduation day is associated with. But if you are going to be lovers in the world, you folks from Virginia, I send you out with one caveat, that love, real love, has got to take you out of yourself. If love is just about you and your success, that's not love at all. Anyone in here who's in a relationship knows that in order for love to work, it's gotta be about the other. And so whatever field you find yourself in, make sure that you're doing it with the intent of serving. You're doing it with the intent of making a difference in this world. That's real love. You have the power to change one life. If you don't change the world, at least make a commitment to change one life. Maybe you'll be an educator who mentors someone and puts them on the right path. Maybe you'll be a doctor, a lawyer, a parent, a friend. Maybe you'll adopt someone in need. Change at least one life. You know, my friends, the Mosers, and you know, I learned a new term from some of the folks at my school, Facebook stalking. Do people still do that? I was Facebook stalking Mr. and Mrs. Moser. And recently, Mr. Moser posted on Mrs. Moser's Facebook page and wrote, "Babe, I love you madly." I know, right? That quote, "love you madly," comes from someone who was born just a few minutes from here, a man named Duke Ellington, the great jazz musician, the great pianist. And at the end of all of his shows, after they played Take the A Train and the crowd was going crazy, Duke would turn to the crowd and say, "Remember, we love you madly." Don't forget, someone loved you madly. And I hope that that's how you love. Not half-stepping in the name of love, but loving with a passion, with a mad love that changes the world. Loving madly is loving in a way that does not make sense. It's giving your life to something when you shouldn't be doing it. What makes sense is you working to make the most money that you can, to get your name on a building. But loving madly is loving in a way that puts others first. It's loving with a passion that takes you outside of yourself. Graduates, I hope that you go with a mad love, remembering that not just Virginia is for lovers, but the world is in need of lovers. Lovers who are risk takers, lovers who are driven by their own desire, their own passion to love, lovers who are not afraid. You know, this day is not only associated with the women that I mentioned earlier, Susan B. Anthony, Amelia Earhart, Sally Ride. It's also the birthday of Paul McCartney, the great Beatle. One of my favorite songs that he wrote is "All You Need Is Love." So I hope that you remember that. Wherever you find yourself, use your mind, the great education you've been given. Use your heart to never give up. But also remember that love changes things. Love can change the world. That you have been loved. And now it's time for you to go out and love the world as well. Graduates, congratulations and all the best to you.
Great job, band and chorus. We've just completed the most successful year in the history of our school. We've been in existence for only 6 years. Prior to this year, we certainly got our share of awards and distinctions. If you remember, in 2009, we were the Governor's Award recipient of the School of Excellence in the state of Virginia. One of very few that were able to accomplish that feat. There's around 350 high schools in this state. There's a lot of them. Past few years, we were also State Board of Education School of Excellence Award winners. That happened for the past couple of years. Then last year, we were recognized in Newsweek magazine as one of the best high schools in the nation. There's banners hanging in our hallways that speak to that. Then this year, once again early on, when the school year began, we discovered that we were once again a State Board of Education Excellence winner. There were only 27 high schools in the state of Virginia that were able to receive that honorable distinction. Then recently, within the last month or two, we've announced this to the school student body. It was in the papers. We were recognized by the Washington Post because of our ranking in the School Challenge Index. That really is determined by the total number of AP classes that students take divided by the number of seniors in that class. That's how that number is determined. But we rank very highly. It's really the school's ability to take students and prepare them to become successful adults. You know, we were the #1 high school in Loudoun County in that recent recognition. We were the #7 high school in the state of Virginia in that recent recognition. 15th in the greater metropolitan area and 112 in the country. There's 27,000 high schools in this country, and we were ranked 112. You heard the remarks from Mr. Royhab, where he spoke about some of the incredible accomplishments that our students have been able to achieve academically. And the things that I just mentioned really are a reflection of our student body and their ability to achieve. But we had also an exceptional year athletically, some of which has already been said. But since they're already part of my remarks, I have to repeat them, okay? But this year, in competition cheer, we were state champion for the 2nd year in a row, district and region champs in state cheer as well. State championship in football, district and region champs in football as well. State champions in softball, right away to begin and end the year. District champs in softball and a region runner-up. But the recognition doesn't really stop there, because we had a lot of teams going on further than we typically had in past years. Our girls swim team were district champs. They were regional runner-ups, and they were 3rd in the state. Our boys lacrosse team was district champions, tournament champions, and state quarterfinalists. Our girls track team were regular season champs, the Dulles District meet champions, and they took 6th place for the state. Boys basketball team was a regional semi-finalist. Girls soccer team qualified for the regionals. The volleyball team qualified for the regionals. Girls basketball qualified for the regionals. So did the boys baseball team. and also our boys swim team. And let's not forget, certainly, about our band and drama programs. Our band and drama programs continue to excel. And the awards and recognitions just come rolling in. This year, our band represented our school and represented the state of Virginia in the New Year's Day parade in London, England. Don't know that many principals could stand in front of a group of graduates and rattle off such an impressive list of accomplishments. But you know, each and every one of you seated here before me today contributed to those outstanding feats in one way or the other. You will be leaving Briarwoods High School with a legacy that's really going to be difficult to duplicate. It's been my pleasure to serve as your principal for these past 4 years. You will be a class that I will fondly remember for years to come. And I want to thank you for making Briarwoods High School a school of state and national distinction. Now, I don't know where this phrase came from, but it's been around our school for probably when we started, I think. I think it might have been Alex Monroe, but I'm not sure. Remember the Be What, Be What's thing? So let's do that together as a group. That's just a great way to end this. I'm going to start it, you end it. Be what? Be what? Be what? Congratulations, guys. Will the candidates for graduation please present themselves?
Shanice Salome Di Pasquale. Charles Patrick Derrickson. Pushpinder Kaur Dinza. Fabia Caro Dinza. Evan Charles DeBono. Michael Anthony Dell. Alicia Elizabeth Doran. Tamar Hassan Dorsey. Shannon Emily Black. Morgan Dunwoody. Jordan Austin Durst. Sean Eaton. Alexandra Adeline. Jordan Alexandra Eaton. Mallory Alcative. Andre Eugene Evans. Casey Fletcher Favors. Asama Art Kaluki. Diana Elizabeth Ferris. Ian William Ferguson. Kevin Joseph Farrellejo. Alexander Danielle Pierce. Masood Eltanib Violet. Megan Rose Fink. Amanda Fly. Claudia Marina Flores. Brian Wayne Flowers. Marina Adolph Fawad. Tyler Joseph Braga. Kathleen Ann Freeman. Kendall Marie Fire. Carissa Brittany Amanda Hayford. Madeline Alexandra Black. Caroline Ann Campbell. Dominique Jacole Garrett. Kylie Savannah Ray Garrett. Mary Sydney Garrett. Sydney Colette Generic. Brittany Lynn Gilbert. Matthew Charles Gillette. Michael Alexander Gillette. Marissa Rose Gimbel. Julia Kristen Black. Rahul Ankush Dozier. Jessica Gomez. Vishnu Gopalakrishnan. Catherine Margaret Work. Colleen Marie Goff. Edmund Felix Granger. Gaurav Gupta. Garrett Ryan Hack. Madeline Claire Ham. Lauren Ashley Hancock. James Henry Harkins. Christopher Michael Harris. Casey Jackson Hart. Ella Hazen.
Roxana Enriquez Lopez. Kayla Angelica Hirsch. Connor James Hoff. Elizabeth Catherine Holohan. Taylor Alexandra Pausch. William Reynolds Boyd. Brian Timothy Halcher. Amanda Nicole Huntley. Dylan Michael Hyatt. Troy Nicholas Iwano. Crystal Aisha Jackson. Megan Mary Jacoby. Alexander William Jansen. Ravirasmi Jaspi. Rebecca Nicole Johnson. Stephanie Ann Johnson. Brian Robert Jones. Madison Waves Kane. Arandeep Singh Kane. Venkata Gautam Raju Kanumaru. Manav Kapoor. Christina Ann Kerr-Georges. Paul Matthew Katona. Connor James Pierce. Stephen Robert Kelly. Amelia Celeste Kelly. Jessica Sidney Katan. Asmara Anise Khan. Raul Khanna. Angela Jeon Kim. Sungwon Kim. Yehoon Christopher Kim. Rayoni Camille King Gordon. Amelia Robbins Kirby. Bailey Mackenzie Kirkpatrick. Emily Caroline Knox. Kelsey Taylor Coons. Daniel Scott Coons. Jay Kumar. Aaron Kwan. Jason Adam Laird. Allison Reed Lamb. Sullivan Parker Lambert. Mary Catherine Lemire. Jacob Michael Landmesser. Jennifer Shannon Larko. Brianna Marie Lay. Sung Young Lee. Tyler Ryan LaFave. Alicia Alessandra Leon. Gianna Leone. Cabot Lineberger. Joseph Boone Logan. Jordan Edward Left. Romiko Abram Yulo Makatula. Grace McJones. Jessica Nicole McGannis. Liam Joseph Mahoney. Brittany Elaine Major. Catherine Simeon Makarov. Sean Malik. Omid Mansouri. Philip Wayne Mardon. Brianna Renee Marshall. Jessica Ashley Mantha. Morgan Joanna McCarthy. Peter John McCauley. Sean Patrick McGough.
Brooke Haley Madera. Taylor Elizabeth Medon. Lorena Caitlin Melcher. Margaret Kelly Melka. Dylan Brady Malone. Mohammed Tariq Marish. Andrew Joseph McCallion. Sarah Megan Miller. Anj Mohan. Alexandra Ashley Moore. Youssef Nazari. Jacqueline Pazette Newford. Paul Nguyen. Matt Nem Nguyen. Samuel Elijah Nixon. Paul Joseph Novak Jr. Devontae Lee O'Banion. Claudia Elizabeth Olazabal Arica. Joseph Edward Olenek. Jillian Elaine Olson. Sarah Rita Azriri. Jessica Palacios. Kylie Danielle Polinsky. Benjamin Ian Palmer. Kunal Patel. Stephen Timothy Paul. Miranda Dakota Peck. Lariah Nicole Pereira. Shelby Burton Phillips. Zachary Charles Pierce. Mary Copen. Ashwarya Millen Pradhan. Amanda Nicole Pressler. Justin Lee Proctor. Kathleen Connor Quain. Saranya Krishnamurthy Raja. Abarami Ramanan. Slauddin Rashid Rana. Ryan Francis Rather. Jessica Danielle Rawls. Hannah Lauren Reed. Michael Francis Riley. Michael Paul Reese. Anthony Christian Rimber. Curtis Richard Roa. Aisha Marie Rose. Gabrielle Chantry Riccio. Andrew Lane Ritterford. Edward Randolph Reinhardt III. Rodrigo Augusto Rivera. Adam Lee Reiser. Victor Nicholas Pizzardi. Nakia Adarian Lene Robeson. Jamie Francis Robinson. Herminia Catherine Rocha. Michael Scott Rowland.
Elaine Rosales. Amber Nicole Ryan. Melissa Ann Ryan. Shazad Sadiq. Hazel Jaylin Saheed. Casey Tyler Sanders. Wayne Xavier Sasso. Jordan Alexander Schaefer. Haley Morgan Shaw. Matthew Robert Schaefer. Taylor Aaron Schlieb. Rayleigh Ann Schmidt. Samantha Abigail Seeley. Alexander Wayne Seeley. Lynn Chan. Allison Vaughn Choate. Ian Robert Shuttleworth. Stephanie Ryan Ciamundo. Madison Odell Smith. Gabriel Alejandro Sosa. Ashley Brooks Spicer. Elizabeth Ann Spiegel. Haley Michelle Strusik. Amanda Ray Swindle. Mark Anthony Tinker. Sonia Reddy Tipperetti. Brian Bao Tran. Hua An Tran. Hannah Elizabeth Trainer. Jessica Maitian Tai Tron. Jennifer Carver Tuckfeld. Anna Fulla. Joshua Leewit Umali. Stephen Bader. Caitlin Mary Villa. Robert Michael Millett. Kimberly Bowe. Casey Bly Bogley. Emily Kate Bowles. Holly Mae Wallace. Aaron K. Wallace. Kiara Lachey Wardak. Alexander Vincent Webb. Catherine Margaret Weber. Jared Todd White. Brooke Alessandra Whiteheart. Julie Christine Wire. Cabrina Nikita Williams. Christopher Todd Richard Wolford. Kendall Aaron Woods. Jonathan Altman Red. Tara Abba Wright. Brendan James Yarbrough. Ting Lee Shen. Ting Yen Dren. And Michelle Ann Zwolak.
By the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now pronounce you graduates of Briar High School. On behalf of the entire Briar High School community, I congratulate each and every one of you on this outstanding accomplishment, and I wish you the best, the very best of luck in your future. Farewell, everyone. Please stand for the alma mater and remain standing for the recessional.